All right, 9 o'clock, so we'll call to order the February 20, what's that? 5th? Oh, sorry, I thought you were, yeah, February 25th, meeting of the Zionsville Redevelopment Commission. Let me get to the agenda. So, we got consent agenda items. We have the monthly report, the TIF area report, approval and adoption of minutes from January 28th, meeting minutes, also the executive session minutes from January 28th, also approval and adoption of the meeting minutes from the special meeting last week on February 18th, and then lastly, the claims for approval. Any questions or discussion on the consent items? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion is second. We'll take vote. All those in favor of approving the consent items, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, motion carries. Next, we got the director's report, Deputy Mayor Hage. Should we change that to the Deputy Mayor report instead of director? Or?
I wear multiple hats,
Okay.
so, but yes.
Whatever you prefer.
Thank you. Good morning. I wanted to just give a quick update on where we are as it relates to the Creekside Corporate Park. We have Mr. Killinger here to talk about a letter of intent as it relates to Lot 9. We'll have later in the agenda. Lots 7 and 8, which would be exclusive Autosport, are going through the Creekside Corporate Review Committee process right now, which Commissioner Ezra serves on, and we are just going through their designs. And I've had some good conversations with them as it relates to landscaping and some of the aesthetics of the building. We're also having similar conversations as it relates to Lot 2, which would be the Kreider building. Again, understanding the design of the building, also understanding the frontage that it has facing single-family residential and some of the restrictions in the PUD there. So we're just working with him on the design of that building as well. So those are both going well. Lot 2 closed at the end of last year. Lot 7 and 8, I would project probably to close in the early part of the second quarter, and then lots 2 and 3 are still available. So that's where we stand as it relates to Creekside Corporate Park. Ready Grant, no real updates there. Still working on some documentation with the Central Indiana Regional Development Authority for our Ready 2.0 grant.
While we have you, any old business?
I just wanted to give an update that from our special meeting was successful in going to the Wastewater Equipment Technology and Transport Show and acquiring a restroom trailer. It is going to be purchased and fabricated here in the next few weeks for an arrival and a delivery date of April 2nd at the latest. And then we've got some work to do as it relates to installation. But a successful mission last week. So I appreciate the special meeting last week.
Job well done. That'll be great for the town. All right, so now we're on to new business.
Yes, as I mentioned a moment ago, we have Mr. Killinger here from Intelligent Living Solutions to talk a little bit about a letter of intent that we are looking for approval for today. This is a project that was discussed last year, and we have come back to the table, and we'll have a little bit of a slightly different structure that we have discussed. The thing I will point out in the letter of intent that I think is different than other projects that we've done to date and is unique here is the provision 13, which relates to the RDC construction obligation. So Lot 9 is facing facing 106th Street, and we'll have an entrance off of 106th Street, and that will be an entrance that will only serve Lot 9. So the idea that is still being negotiated in terms of specifics and cost amount would be that the RDC lane of 106th Street and acceleration and deceleration lanes on the northbound lane of 106th Street. Again, these being extraordinary costs that are specific to this parcel. So that is a discussion that we've had with the developer. And I think what I'll do now is maybe have Mr. Killinger come up and just give a little bit of overview of his company and the project he has in mind, and then happy to take questions as well from the commissioners. Did you have one now?
Yeah, if I can touch on 13. So is this being funded, this turn lane then being funded completely out of the RDC's budget for?
Out of the Creekside TIF balance.
Out of the Creekside TIF balance?
Correct.
Okay. And we don't have preliminary cost projections for that just yet?
I think those are still being refined, but what I will say is that 106th Street is due for paving, and so in conjunction with the Department of Public Works, the conversation that's been had is moving that up in the schedule such that that resurfacing occurs and that this project can occur in conjunction with that. And with the mobilization and demobilization costs, we were able to find great savings because rather than just coming out just to do the work related to this, it can be folded into that larger project. So.
And so those funds will be folded into DPW's larger funding for that specific project then?
Correct, but with this portion being separately funded with
Right.
Creekside Corporate Park TIF funds
All right.
balance.
Yeah, I completely understand the mobilization, demobilization,
Right.
and the cost efficiencies for doing it all in
Yes.
one fell swoop.
Yes,
so.
significant savings versus the estimates that Mr. Killinger got looking at it, doing it as an independent project versus folding it into this project. Again, I think still working on some of those numbers, so I don't want to hazard a guess at those numbers, but there will be significant savings that will be generated by folding it into the larger project.
Sounds good, thank you.
On that same topic, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's fair to say this is a parcel requirement, not a project or this particular use requirement. Meaning
That's a
no
great
matter
point.
If we wanted anyone to come in there, this was going to have to be done at some point.
That's a great point. And in some unlikely scenario that Mr. Killinger and his company are no longer at this site, and there is a building that is built, and there is future users, this is shared public infrastructure that serves this site, not this project per se. Yes. So with that, I'll pass it off to Mr. Killinger to tell a little bit about the company and the project he has in mind.
Thank you. So just to kind of I'll give a brief overview of my company, the project, and what we're looking to achieve here on Creekside Lot 9. So Intelligent Living Solutions is a Zionsville bred company. Started out of my home in Zionsville, eventually graduated to the Z Workspace that we used, and now we occupy the former Z Workspace on Cedar Street with our Automation Design Center. So what we do is offer buildings, corporate clients, as well as homeowners, smart buildings and building automation. So that is our primary bread and butter. We have an automation experience center located on Cedar Street now in downtown Zionsville. And what that focuses on is the residential automation experience. And what we are doing is we also had to move our production over to Indianapolis because that current space didn't allow for enough room for our operations. So what we want to do is bring our space in Indianapolis and our current showroom and bring them together in Creekside Corporate Park as our one facility. And we also want to showcase commercial automation in that space as well. So it'll be a demonstration space for commercial as well as residential automation. We'll also run operations out of there, do our designs, production, estimating, so everything from our company will run out of that facility. We're looking at building a 20,000 square foot, 2-story building that will have both our company as well as other potential tenants with the hopes that we're able to grow and occupy it all one day as we grow and take over that space. Currently, we're at about 25 employees and have had exponential growth in that arena, both staff and volume, and we continue and anticipate that to continue in the future. So we're looking for long-term where we're going to grow, where we want to stay. Our clients always love coming to downtown Zionsville to visit our experience center, so we wanted to stay in this area, and we just didn't have room to grow anywhere else, so that's why we are exploring this option and think that the Creekside Corporate Park is a good location for our future building. Any questions I can answer?
Question from commissioners?
No, just really excited that, to hear about your story coming from, you're working out of your home and then into Z-Works and then, the one space and you continue to expand. I think it's great and, excited for this opportunity for you and your company.
Excellent, thank you.
Any other questions as it relates to this term sheet?
I don't believe so. So with that,
Entertain
do we have a motion to approve the term sheet with Intelligent Living Solutions?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, motion carries. Moving on, it looks like we have a couple of TIF draw requests for projects under construction.
That's correct. These are obviously approved. EDA's approved bonds that have been put in place, so this is a administrative procedure that comes before this commission as it relates to the president being authorized to sign these draw requests.
Any questions? Do we start with the Holiday Farms? Any questions on the Holiday Farms draw request or on the project?
Just one point of clarification, this would be for the Century project on
Yeah,
the
I'm
east
sorry,
side
yeah.
of.
But it's the Holiday Farms TIF. That's
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the Holiday Farms Senior Living TIF written request for funding? So moved. Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. All right, next is the Wild Air Project TIF request.
Nothing else to add.
discuss.
Again,
Yeah.
this is a draw as it relates to some of the construction and site work that's been being done at Wild Air.
If you're ever out there, you can see there's a significant amount of site work going on,
Yes.
so this is definitely needed. All right, do I have a motion to approve the Wild Air TIF request?
I will make a motion to approve the Wild Air written TIF request.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to other business, do we have anything from the Finance Committee?
We met, reviewed claims. The Hitchcock invoice is last and final. That was the parking study, so that's complete and taken care of. And then discussed the TIF requests, the claims. That's about it.
Governance Committee, I don't believe we've not met, so nothing to report there. Zionsville CDC,
CDC did convene. I had some technology issues, so I had to participate by phone, which proved to be a little challenging. I think all matters under consideration were just forwarded to the next meeting, which I will be at in person.
right? Well, we're quickly at the end of the meeting. Deputy Mayor, do you have anything else you want to discuss while we're here?
Nothing else to add. Thank you.
Commissioners have anything else? All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, meeting adjourned.